Right, is that streaming the right thing? I think it might be streaming my second monitor as well.
No, it looks not streaming for me.
Streaming Discord, yeah?
Yep, we're streaming.
Oh shit, y'all alive? Ooh.
Lovely.
Hey, welcome everybody coming in.
Yep, I think everybody's here.
All right, Cube, are you reading it or what we doing?
Whoever's streaming it can read it, bro.
Yeah, you gotta pull it up on your screen.
Right?
Did I name? Hang on. Did I name the stream? No. I don't know how to do that. I guess I thought.
No, I
that'd be
changed.
your
I,
job.
I changed the title. I just changed the title to the
Alright.
stream and everything, so we're all good. I just can't stream it because I'm not streaming the VC.
Alright, Cube, it's on you, man.
All good. So let's go.
Wait, so I got to stream the
Okay.
chapter
Okay.
as he's doing it.
Up. Okay, so I'll read the chapter. Then wants me to read it. Oh, somebody else wants to read it because being French, my English speaking is not the best.
Either way.
I'm just looking for the chapter. Okay, I found the link. Drop it in the VC chat.
Might take a bit of a while.
So I got as a substitute nest for a fallen chick. The reader request. So I don't know if this means Dopey's out of jail, or if this is just something he drew for the readers. But let's hope he's out. But all right, going to the first page. So all of our missions have been completed. This is in the Kamabaka Kingdom. What did Sabo witness? It says we had three main goals: a declaration of war by destroying the symbol of the celestial dragons, freeing as many slaves as possible, and retrieving Kuma-san. And destroying the food storage in the land of the gods. They ask how it all turned out. It says well enough. It says well enough to make the world notice, or make the world take notice, thanks to the involvement of the Navy's greater power. Meanwhile, in the 12 countries under our influence, citizens have begun revolts, and in 8 of them, the revolutions have succeeded. That's Dragon talking. Then Ivankov replies, it was called the 8-country revolution, but it's kind of a mess now. One of them, the Kingdom of Wallachia, mysteriously disappeared. Not mentioned in the article, but the 7 countries that succeeded in revolution are now refusing to pay their heavenly tribute and cut off all trade exports with the government. In every corner of the world, the Revolutionary Army is raiding government transports and styles to Marie Joie. Because of its height, Marie Joie is said to be an impenetrable fortress, but not even true. Or not even the gods would be able to withstand the food stampede They finally know what it's like to live without money or food. Hee haw, says Ivankov. It should work. It's not like we're able to completely stop all supplies being transported, but it will slowly start to bother them. And of course, they're not the kind of people to take the blows in silence. Once the Holy Knights make a move, that's when the real battle will begin. Sabo, no, the Flame Emperor boy. Even now, the number one target is you. It's still difficult to shoulder that title. Facts aside, this whole assassination of King Cobra thing has made you a hero. In the eyes of all the rebels around the world, anyone merely associated with the world government are all lumped together. Of course, there are some nasty kings who deserve to be blamed for their misdeeds, but there are many righteous and capable kings in the world as well. Alabastus King Cobra, the most benevolent of all, a man famous for being an excellent monarch. Information is never properly conveyed, but I'm okay with that. I just feel sorry for King Cobra. The flames of revolution, if that's what it takes to make them burn. There's a big gulp. I'm looking forward to it. There's a slam. Now explain the truth behind the scoop of the article. Everyone was teary-eyed and desperately thinking of a plausible reason because they had faith in you. Sabo stares blankly. Over a month ago, the land of the gods, the Holy Land Marijois, during the reverie. Intruders in the land of gods. There they are. Get them, officers. The food storage exploded. Intruders. It's the commander of the Revolutionary Army. 4 people confirmed. Damn it all. They destroyed the symbol of our world nobility, the luxurious and delicious food. What is it with you people? Make sure they're beheaded. After that, execute all the current military escorts as well. How dare they let this happen? I told you to hurry up, you slowpoke dog. Gwa. What if something happens to me? Er, enough, I'll walk by myself. You're fired, you piece of trash.
What?
In swoops, Karasu. Celestial Dragon says, ah, my gun. Who the hell are you? And then we hear a caw. Crowsoot. Run, run to the east of the town. Okay. It's the Revolutionary Army. Saint Pluming, evacuate quickly. All right, now you've done it. Now you've done it, Beehive. Leave no trace of him. Huh? There's no trace of him left. Where did he? Shh. And then you see him kind of sneak up behind him. And this is Obley suit, 10,000 slashes. Laser shooter. We hear screamed out, "Hurry! Wait for us on the east side of town. Let's all get out of here together. Thank you so much. Thank you. You can thank me after you save your lives." Then we hear, let's see, we got Morley. Woohoo! They're at it. They're coming this way. Hurry up and free them. I'm on it. Then we hear Crow. Renkum. Let's see. Then we go to Morley. Geez, this guy gets mad easily because you're destroying the city. Where's your leader? What are you rubbing on me there? You dirty pervert. Jeez. Huh? How dare you call me that? Hey, where are you looking? Ryokugu. If you hurt any of us, you'll be executed. Damn it, it's impossible to fight here. Quick, let's get out of here. Fujitora, what are you up to? Says, I'm dropping a meteorite. Stop it, you idiot. 2 admirals. If this wasn't the Holy Land, the entire landscape would have been obliterated just by them alone. Even if the admirals are handicapped, the Revolutionary Army is doing well. When you're an army commander, you can't slouch. Chop up Yo-Yo or Yo-Yoi. And then the revolutionaries continue fighting. Then Karasu, Sabo, did you get the key to the collar? I have the location. I'll get it soon. Huff Huff, Lindbergh, what is it? Kumasan has moved to the Pangaea Castle. Huh? I saw the father and son, Saint Charlos and Saint Rosward. I'm sure they're gonna get revenge for what happened after at the socializing plaza. What? Hee hee hee. I'll definitely make her my pet. Seems like he hasn't given up on Shirahoshi. You can't allow him to take advantage of Kuma-san. Of course, I wouldn't let him do that. Morley, get ready. Okay. We see Bonnie huff and huff. She shouts, Dad. Will you leave me alone? I'm going to ask Vice Admiral Garb for help. We will protect her. You won't. I won't. I know you won't protect Shirahoshi. You get it right? She'll be targeted again. Oh, I think I read that in the wrong order. Sorry. Let's see. Then they cut to the hallway. Shaka, Pell, but only King Cobra. We end the chapter with King Cobra.
Mm. She said no filter. Oh, shit.
Oh my
Did it all with no
that was
filter. Hell yeah.
No filter is crazy.
man.
I didn't know
Karasu's
what the hell was
Delphoid
that.
is amazing. Karasu's
No,
Delphoid is
anytime,
just
bro.
impressive.
Right. It's interesting that it's interesting that it's not crows, you know.
Yeah, I know. Him and Groose have that same drip with Katakuri, finally.
Man, it was honestly for me it's a 10 out
Kind
of
of
10.
suit,
There's action, there's information, there's history.
It feels so surreal we're
Yeah.
finally getting this flashback, you know. We've been waiting on it for like 4 years.
Awakened. Oh,
Yeah.
you're
Right.
so right. Has the will of P finally blossomed?
And I think it'd be interesting to see. Kind of Angel mentioned it earlier, but it'd be interesting to see why Cobra looks so like sick and old compared to when we last
Yeah.
saw him. Because it's only been a couple years, so it seems like a pretty
Old
aggressive.
old.
Bad for Cobra. He was
Yeah.
desperate for Vivi to get married.
And let's not forget Lindbergh's small gun. You saw what he did?
Oh, big shout out.
That explosion. Yeah, Lindbergh. Damn,
Observation
that's advanced.
hockey feats. Casper.
Thought that was
wanna
easy.
So we have finally a name. We have a name. We have a name for Karasu's Delphoid also. I just saw that.
Yeah.
Suit.
Yeah, but we don't know if it's a Logia or a Paramecia or what, a Zoan, maybe. Mythical Zoan.
Right.
Yeah.
And Morley does not have a devil fruit. Which I find interesting, or at least not one
Oh,
that they
no.
mentioned.
He has a devil fruit.
Yeah, they
Oh,
have
did
yeah,
it
he
say it?
has a ton.
Yeah, they
I
have
didn't.
The tunnel
He
fruit.
has the
The tunnel
push fruit, yeah.
Oh, the tunnel fruit. Oh, I thought I was
because
thinking
they
of somebody
made the
else. Never
tunnel
mind.
out of level 5.5.
Right. I was thinking. I thought that was a different. I thought that was Lindbergh that did that.
But based Morley doing this with a trident that's not coated in hockey.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. But man, it's impressive. Honestly, finally seeing the revolutionary making moves.
And my kind of thoughts about like the admirals, like I know we're not rooting for them, but imagine how stressful it is. You're trying to do your job, and there's just these guys telling you like, "Hey, if I get hurt, you'll be executed." But it's like, dude, it's like, get out the way.
I'd backhand
Yeah,
them.
why don't I go after you instead?
Like I have to fight these guys at a supreme disadvantage, all because of you. Like, just get out of the way, man.
Like the worst thing that you ever want to hear from collateral damage is, "Oh, there will be consequences."
Right. Like,
There better not
Like-
be any consequences because of this.
right. But that's why
If they
I'm
die,
not.
You die too.
Shout out to Keno for the
I'm-
$10.
Not clear. While it is
Yeah.
still like you said, even given the handicap of the admirals, it's still impressive that your revolutionary commanders
Like, it
are doing
speaks to
this.
them. I remember all the slander that Sabo got. He deserves a 3 billion plus berry bounty after this. It wasn't confirmed, but he deserves it.
Well,
I'd
you
say
know,
that's a bit high.
No, he deserves a higher bounty than Buggy as of right now, because he succeeded in every mission that the Revolutionary Army went on.
to me, he's not the one
Come on,
fighting
what
the
else do you
admirals
know?
here. You know,
Yeah,
to be
talking about
fair.
what happened too. Everything was a success, other than the current, framing of his quote murder.
Gotcha. In terms of like overall notoriety and
I mean, it's not
That
like he
type of thing.
defeated.
Yeah, I mean
everyone,
notoriety
like,
carrying hard for Sabu.
yeah,
He got away from the most secured place on the planet while
Yeah.
fighting.
and bounties aren't all about strength, even though it plays a
Exactly.
part into it.
Its influence. It's literally in the first chapter of the story. Wealth, fame, and power. Revolutionary Army got the guap. They got that dollars to fund basically anything. They're famous while not being famous at the same time, and they're powerful as hell.
All right. Hugh, what are your thoughts, or anyone else?
Oh, no, I was just checking some of the stuff. Is what I liked is the whole Pangaea, the hearts on the castles. So another image of the castle. I mean, no, I mean the
Fuji
kingdom,
Torch.
the heart. Yeah. That's the world revolution army. The castle. It's pretty cool. It's seeing a new view of it. Honestly, guys, it's like there was so much. However, where's that that story about that Shanks Holy Knight? That was fake, I assume.
Yeah, I think they were just saying that silhouette kind of resembles like the Shanks's
The one
stance.
time he did the Wi-Fi hockey type ish.
I also
yeah.
think
Like
they're
the dude
talking
looks
about
like he
the,
has a cloak, same type sword.
Yeah, the sword is more than anything that.
Yeah, because I was waiting for him. I was so quiet. I was just concentrated to see when that character would appear, and then there was nothing. I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because like a lot of people might overlook this too, but Clover had the same sword. Like this is Griffin is only named. There's nothing
Right.
special about the sword except Shanks.
But
Yeah.
different sword designs can indicate, similar origins, just depending on what it looks like. We see lots of different styles of swords in One Piece, so to some degree, it can be used to theorize
give
that some
that.
people may have.
I will give
Common
longevity,
relation.
absolutely, because Yorkie also had the same type of sword. So these were important people that would have wanted to figure, including Clover. So yeah, I will give that credence. Absolutely, that is there.
Yeah, I would say that I was a little bit too hyped for that just a silhouette for the Holy Knights. I was kind of like, oh, come on, give me some more.
That's fair.
So yeah. So Moog, Hyde is asking if you can move a bit more the VC on the screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I was trying to put a filter over
okay.
it, but I think it's just.
Okay.
I'll figure it out later.
Okay. I just want to give a shout out to Oz who
With
gifted
the image
us
full screen, resize
$10.
it.
Appreciate it, bro.
Shout
because we
out
have some
to
people.
Oz.
We have a lot.
Shout
We
out
have.
Oz.
I didn't see. We have a lot of
Yeah.
people in the chat. We still have quite a few people. That's cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for the invite.
Shout out to chat.
Yeah. It's no, it's for everyone.
Wait,
Open invite.
Is my mic really that bad right now?
Yeah,
Not
you
to
will.
me.
They say.
You sound fine, Todd.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah, I
fine
got
to me.
headphones and
Not
I
to
hear you
us,
just
not to
fine.
us. No.
Apparently, chat's saying that I'm
But
so
the
quiet.
chat's
I'm
like-
so
chat's
sorry,
like,
chat. And Oz, you go. Man.
It might be something with YouTube.
Suppressing a black man. Again, Susan?
But yeah, but who else? What else for the other people? So what do you guys think of the chapter for those who didn't talk?
Oh yeah, I just think it's kind of interesting. I've got a few sort of agendas of my own regarding some things regarding a certain admiral and his kind of past, and I do think it's interesting how we have Green Bull here. Oda's pit him against the Okama of the revolutionaries. An interesting matchup, an interesting choice. He had 4 options that he could have pitted him up with, but no, he chose Morley. Wonder why?
Yeah, there's a.
I think
Something we needed for a while. That's what I got. That's all I'll say.
For sure.
The only wish I had is that the admirals weren't working with so many restrictions, so we could see more of their abilities. Like I know we've had like some displays from Fuji and Green Bull, but like very rarely do we get to see the admirals like just let it all loose.
Yeah, Fuji's all
because-
like, I don't care. I'm gonna release all the power that I want. I don't care what y'all say.
One at a time.
yeah,
one at a time.
Fujitori did crack me up with that because he was like, "All right, I'm just gonna drop a meteor," and they're like, "No, don't do that, stupid. You're in the middle of Mary Joie."
That was like I read that as like intentional. Like he fucking hits the celestial dragons and he was trying to fucking bring damage down as much as possible. Maybe.
I
don't know.
completely agree. He's like, now's my chance to just UAV this bitch.
But
They're getting
I'm
on
because
nerves. Like, actually, let me pull a meteor down.
yeah,
I genuinely have to give the biggest shout out to Sabo earning the nickname. I know I'm a weeb for saying this, but I can only imagine this in Ivankov's voice. For earning the nickname of Entei Boy, like Mugiwara Boy. Because that's how I read that. And I'm like, yes. Yes. Ivankov, acknowledge him. Yes.
Shout out to Ozd Phenom, by the way, guys. Donated $2. Wish I could join the convo, but working. Much love.
Yeah.
I don't know if someone read that
Oh,
out
yeah,
yet
man.
already, but
No. I read his first one, but Oz is like, damn, he's so generous. Thanks, bro.
You make this so beautiful, Oz.
Yeah, but there was a questions that started a discussion in the chat about how the admirals are no more a big threat, which so I think it's interesting. Well, I think they didn't have any choice, but if you think of also Dressrosa and with Green Bull and Wano, it's not looking good for the admirals right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't wanna pass judgment on the admirals quite yet. Like I said, they generally have to play at a disadvantage from what we've seen so far. So I don't think like we've got a truly accurate display of their powers. Like
Yeah.
I think we
Like,
should
we got-
respect
sorry,
their
my
position.
Think they hold him back? Got more?
So I was only gonna say, like, if Fujitora was moving like he was moving on the green bit, I don't think it would be the same type of situation for all of the revs, except maybe Sabo at best. And that's had canon in the reach from me. But that's if Fuji actually went all out Fuji.
Did you guys notice the Ace inversion this chapter? So in Marineford, Luffy was trying to find the key to save Ace, but this time Sabo is finding the key to save someone else.
true. Also, the whole thing about finding the keys to unlock the handcuffs is sort of similar to what was it, like Rayleigh in Sabaudi? He had the whole thing with trying to unlock Kami's handcuffs put on by the Celestial Dragons. It seems like this is a thing they do a lot.
And shoutouts to you, Moog, for the Okama Morley, because I wonder why Cobra decided to call Vivi a tomboy, and in another translation is like, oh, Vivi's very mischievous, pal. You might want to go watch over her. Interesting wording, Oda.
Troublemaker. That's like what they're gonna say.
So, did we talk about who is it? Is it Shanks? Shanks' dad? Shanks' brother? Can we get thoughts?
No, it's just a random silhouette. Like Oda does this all the time. The silhouettes are completely kind of
He
inaccurate.
wants you to think that, right?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
based off of the hilt of the sword.
What are you even talking
Somebody
about?
said Rayleigh, I heard in another stream.
I mean,
That would be absurd.
You guys don't think it's the Figureland family?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ooh, that's a good one.
thought it
That's
was
a good one.
It could be a relative of the Figurelands. Like,
Well, they named a new celestial dragon this chapter, like Saint Punis or something. I wonder if that's like a Figureland.
Oh,
They
blooming.
refer to them by first name.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know, but I think it's somebody like as tall as an admiral because they look that tall to me from that silhouette.
Has anyone put out the idea that Dragon could have been a former member of these guys?
Shoutouts to TJ, gifting
oh,
memberships.
you would. You'd
Yeah,
hate
people
that.
Yeah,
have.
shout out to
made
TJ.
it,
Yeah.
I don't remember who made it, but it was years ago.
Oh no.
Wait, the Holy Knights were brought up years ago? Wait, yeah, by Yosaku and Johnny in East Blue, or is that a
Oh, that was
Akainu brought them up too, I think.
no, that was fake. Akainu brought them up at the end, like near after Wano ended. The Yasuku
it was. Okay.
Yasuku thing was just them talking about the warlords, not the 9 holy knights.
All I'm gonna say is I want to see Dragon in action after I just saw what his subordinates are able to do in Mary Joie.
One of the silhouettes looks like a Kuma body.
Well, yeah, and I think Oda has shown that we can't dive too deep into the silhouettes because
Yeah,
the person is going to end up looking different than what we see there. We saw with Big Mom and Kaido, we saw with Green Bull. We've gotten a good number of examples to where it's like it's not necessarily going to be spot on.
Yeah,
I'm
but look,
not stuck in the silhouettes right now because Big Mom
Need
and
us to-
Kaido's ones were like 1,000 chapters before they appeared, right?
Yep.
Like this is Endgame. If Oda doesn't know what he's doing right now with silhouettes, then story's
At
over.
this point, exactly. Like
Trust in Oda, bro.
trust
No,
in
I
it.
don't. I don't know about that because if you look at the Warlords, Crocodile didn't appear that much longer until after the silhouette was made, and they basically all look like swordsmen.
Didn't Oda say originally that his story was intended to just be 4 emperors, and then he appended the 7 warlords?
Yeah, he did.
This word changed when they appeared. Yeah. However, I like that when they're talking about the Holy Knights, there's like the spirals behind them in the background. Same one as the eyebrows and on Devil Fruits.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
pretty
interesting.
menacing, I like it.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
do like
fruits,
Yeah,
you
shout out to
mentioned
you,
Dragon
Elson.
before.
If you're still here, shout out to you, Elson. That was peak observation. Didn't even take that in.
Future sight.
What did he say?
Like a couple weeks ago. I lied. Earlier today, homie was just talking about. Am I allowed to read this? I should.
Ooh,
probably
Kev the OG in here just got a membership to the last arc. Let's
what's up?
go.
What's up, Kev?
Shut up.
Kev, come through. Hop in the
Yeah,
voice
man,
chat, bro.
We're on his VC. Hop on. You want to join the discussion?
So this chapter, it has to really put more hype on Dragon's strength if we're assuming Sabo's admiral level.
Definitely, because if Dragon is going to be the actual leader of these revolutionaries, he has to be like able to just at least sink one ship by himself, right?
Right.
Dude, Saul was picking up a battleship by himself. Free hockey. So like.
Good
if this
point.
is
Good point.
Dragon, and all of the hype behind the blue hole. Absolutely, the Dragon Fist technique could have been a derivative of that. So like, if Dragon has like a mixture of a blue hole with an advanced devil fruit, maybe like how Luffy mixes his hockey with his devil fruit, yeah, that would be super ultra based, and I'm here for it.
So I got a quick question. What do you guys think the next chapter is going to lead to? Do you think it'll be a continuation of what's happening right now in Mary Draw? Because
Definitely.
Oda has been
I
on
hope
his
so.
game.
Definitely.
I
I think this whole chapter was like a setup for the next couple chapters, right?
Yeah.
Agreed. Because what if? When are we going back to Egghead? You know.
Literally, I was gonna say we get back to Egghead, but it's gonna be the Leo and Don Sai relaying that shit went down south, but they need to get off of Egghead regardless because Kizaru is just dissing everyone.
I'm a huge fan of Don Sai, so I would actually accept that just because he's an idiot like me, and we idiots stick together.
Hey, I'm an idiot too, man. I got tinfoil on my hat. It's fine.
Yeah,
The
when
fact that
Don
you
Sai
look at
pointed
two
to that
cents
girl, he
into
was
this.
just, oh, sorry.
Yeah. I think that Egghead the end of it might just get off screened.
The crop game crazy. Let's go.
What if I told
I think we're going to see Emu next chapter. Emu's identity.
Probably all the stuff with Cobra. It seems to be leading to that.
Maybe, but if we're assuming that next chapter has something to do with Sabo, maybe we could see him walking into the throne room and he could have saw Emu's face.
They're fully covered, even to the Gorosei. But that would be
Brandon
dope
King in the chat.
because I am on board with female Emu.
I think that's actually a really good idea. Who said that? B-Ranks, for Emu being revealed next chapter, or at least somewhere in the chapter, because Sabo said he saw someone sitting on the throne, right?
Yeah, he saw Emu. We know that.
Yeah. So do you think that's right when Dragon got killed?
Cobra, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Cobra.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because Photoshop doesn't really exist, so I don't know how Big News Morgans is printing that.
That's a great. Yeah, you think that's like Guernica or something like that, maybe, who took a picture, because he seems to be able to get pictures of anything.
I mean, an event would have to happen, and then they could doctor it. or shapeshifter.
Yeah, you don't need Photoshop to modify a picture. Stalin was known to make people disappear from pictures.
He did that to
Hey,
his own son. You're right.
I got a quick question though.
Maybe for the chapter, somebody leaks information about Emu.
Yo, can you hear me? Okay, cool.
What's your question?
All right.
Yeah.
So look, I wrote something in the chat earlier, but I said, to be honest, the admirals are no longer a threat. The Marine strength is mainly dependent on 3 admirals: Kizaru, Fujitora, and Green Bull, and they were all scared as fuck to go to to go to Wano to fight Kaido and Big Mom to regain control over Wano. You know what I mean? I mean, if that right there doesn't hold weight, just against those 2
But
Yonkers,
I
what makes you
don't
believe that?
think that's I don't think that's true. They
Administrative decision in order to
Right.
save the resources and not start shit in a Yonko system that they already established.
Okay,
Kizaru
but
asked to go.
okay, but just the fact that Dragon, right, and the Revolutionary Army has been going to different places around, you know, Marine and the world government has been fucking shit up. Why haven't they sent any admirals after them, after Dragon? You want to know why?
Constantly have been moving. Their last base was on Baltico that was called out by Burgess, and then they've been
Bro, they can have,
constantly on the move.
bro, they can have Kizaru speed up
Also, if word of
Fine with
admirals,
Dragon.
all of them going to Wano
Listen,
goes out, shit's
listen,
gonna
it's
go
not
to
because
hell because
Dragon's moving, not
there's
because
nobody
Dragon's
to
moving
stop
that
him.
fast. I mean, what I would say is the fact that Dragon most likely could control the pattern of the ocean. So he probably could be moving in an insanely fast speed that Kizaru can catch up to him, but it still wouldn't make any sense because if they know where they're at, Kizaru can just teleport to him at light speed and just shoot light beams at him and destroy one of his ships. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it's hard
That's not
for
how it
admirals
works.
to be able
The
to
thing is that they don't know where they are. That's the whole thing.
Right.
Another problem too is that the Navy is like the quote unquote face of the world government, right? I don't think that like the higher ups can have their admirals be getting smacked around just yet.
Well,
it's not even them getting smacked around. It's just like they also at the same time disbanded the warlord system and have to like go subdue these warlords. And even in terms like they haven't been.
They didn't even send a vice admiral after Boa. They sent.
I mean, all I'm saying is that the only way that makes sense is because all these heavy hitters like, you know, Dragon and different that's been built up for 20 years are now coming around, and you know, all these admirals have been attacking older Yonkos, you know, older powerhouses that are on the verge of dying. But then all these other people that are just now coming out that are dummy OP, you don't ever see these admirals getting in fights with these people. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever see them trying to oppose them at all. You just never see it. Like you never seen an
The
admiral.
times that we have seen it, all of those admirals have diffed every fight. Aokiji,
I mean, if we take One Piece, if we take One Piece Red into account, even though it's not canon,
yeah,
we could say that the feats that Shanks showed automatically, if Kizaru was in a death fight against Shanks, Shanks would cut his head off. Literally, he would cut his head off. Like,
I
so,
don't believe that 100%, but that is Shanks. That's not everybody else in the
okay, so my thing is this: if Shanks is the number one Yonko of right now, because we could say is we're not gonna put Blackbeard on that level. I hate when people say Blackbeard is gonna kill Shanks.
There's not enough evidence to even.
Blackbeard hasn't even been built up. Listen,
yeah, but he could
Blackbeard
sneak
hasn't
attack
been
him. He could
built
come
up
up
as a
from
character.
behind, you know.
Scarred Shanks.
Let me tell
I
you something real
agree,
quick. People in the One Piece community believe that Blackbeard's gonna kill Shanks. Why would Oda, right? No. People believe that. People say that. People say Shanks is gonna die to Blackbeard. Blackbeard hasn't even been built up good enough as a character to even get that sort of victory. It wouldn't even make any sense.
Not even in his narrative.
I agree.
What it is that people smoke a lot of copium when it comes to how he died in Marineford. You know,
There's a lot of
like how
going around in the One Piece
you know how
community.
Blackbeard to have a grudge match against Blackbeard, and Luffy doesn't normally have grudge matches against his opponents anyway. So we don't
So would
even
you-
need that. We got it anyway.
I can't put Blackbeard on Shanks' level right now. He needs to get
But what if
little
it's a
bit
sneak
stronger.
attack?
Think about
What
it,
if
right?
it's like
really think about Blackbeard as a character, right? Even though Blackbeard has 2 OP insane devil fruits, the only way he's honestly gonna do damage to you is if he gets you off guard. Other than that, any attack that any Yonko, any Admiral level character hits on Blackbeard, his durability is shit. I mean, let's be honest. Blackbeard's durability is shit.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. When Big Mom got hit with Shock Willie, It only took one to have her down, and then needed to life regen. When Blackbeard got hit with Shock Willie, Van Alger asked him if he was okay, and then he kept going and then continued to fight Law to a victory.
You said Law?
Who is more durable, Blackbeard or Big Mom?
I would say Big Mom just because of her
Big
size.
Mom.
Then how
Her
was
size.
she needing to life regen after one Shock Willie when one Shock Willie wasn't even able to stop Blackbeard from moving?
Well, his Devil Fruit, his Devil Fruit was active at the time.
His
It
Devil
was active.
Fruit has nothing to do with his durability.
I think it does. I think his
He feels two
His
times
Devil
more
Fruit
damage
actually
than normal
makes him
people
take
do.
more damage, correct?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Well, don't forget he has Whitebeard's Devil Fruit.
Yeah, that
So he can
doesn't
pretty
give
much
him
negate it. He can pretty. I mean, listen, fucking Blackbeard has Whitebeard's Devil Fruit. He can pretty much negate any blunt force attack that's thrown at him. He can negate any blunt force
No, he
attack.
got hit clean with that Shock Willie. Like,
Yeah,
But
but Blackbeard's not faster.
better than Big Mom.
No. I'm saying Blackbeard's not fast enough. Like his reaction time isn't quick. So his Devil Fruit isn't effective.
No, we agree. He's not fast enough to have reacted to that Shock Willie and to like negate the full effects of it. But that Shock Willie put down Big Mom.
You guys mind if I interject really quick?
I will be silent. Yes.
Look, all I gotta say is I don't think Blackbeard is known for like what Cavalli's saying, like outright physical prowess. But he is a beast. But I think what's gonna happen is maybe like a Whitebeard situation, and what he did to Law. He jumped them both when they weren't expecting it. So that's just his style. If Shanks is going to fall to Blackbeard, it's going to be because Blackbeard capitalizes on a moment of weakness he's been spying on Shanks for who knows how long.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And I
It's
would
not
say
going to be a
out of all
fair
the
fight.
Yonkos, Blackbeard is the best strategist out of all the Yonkos, just because he doesn't put himself in a position where he's at 90% chance of victory. I mean, look at it for example. When he captured Kobe,
Yes.
I mean, look at it. Like even when he captured Kobe, like he was expecting Garp to show up, but was he expecting to fight Garp? See, that's my thing. Was Blackbeard, did he have that thought in his head, like, okay, well, I know I'm gonna bring Garp out, and Garp definitely is still mourning about the fact that he couldn't save Ace, but he might whoop my ass. But am I ready for that? Like, do you think Blackbeard's ready to fight Garp?
I agree because Blackbeard has the most patience out of any Yonko.
Besides Whitebeard, besides Whitebeard, Whitebeard, when have any of the Yonkos put themselves in a position where they didn't have a 90% chance of winning, like you said Shanks does?
Shanks doesn't have to put himself in any position. He could just pull up and just end shit.
But you said he was better than all the Yonkos because of that. But besides Whitebeard, who obviously that was Marine.
No. I never said that Blackbeard was better than all the Yonkos. I said he's the most strategic Yonko.
No. Let me finish. You said Shanks.
I've never. Hold on, quick. Anyone correct me?
You gotta let me finish.
We're on live right now.
We're on live right now. You said Shanks was the best strategist of the Yonkos.
That doesn't mean he's the best
Blackbeard is the best strategist.
Yeah, guys, one at a time. Guys, one at a time.
It's a lot of people. One at a time, please.
Rob Lucci's a strategist, but he's not the best. So what are we talking about? No. Rob Lucci's not even a Yonko. I'm saying as far as a skilled fighter, as far as being a strategist, out of all the other fighters we've seen, Rob Lucci is.
What do you mean? He always goes off book and never listens.
So.
I'm not Yonko though.
But he is correct about Blackbeard being the best schemer amongst all of the Yonkos.
Yes.
And Shanks being the most influential amongst all of the Yonko, because even prior to all of this Wano stuff, he still had a Gorosei connection that could be through the Figureland family. We don't know what he needed to do in order to get.
Shanks is the new age.
Regular Celestial Dragon families can sit in front of the five elders and just talk whatever they want to talk. None of them. It's
I agree. Blackbeard is a good strategist.
No, that's
And
a fact though, bro. Because Shanks right now is the new age Pirate King, bro.
No, literally he is, but not in the idea.
My whole point was the other Yonko have not ever put themselves in positions where they weren't likely to win, just like Blackbeard does. But the other Yonkos do.
Well, I mean, don't get it messed up. I believe on a narrative aspect.
I like that, TJ.
Well, actually, I believe in a narrative aspect. You could say the same for Kaido and Big Mom because they weren't expecting Luffy to swap them with the Heart Pirates and also with the Straw Hats and the Kid Pirates.
They weren't
Yeah. So,
expecting it,
like,
but
would you
probability
say
is still in
that
their favor.
now would you say that Kaido and Big Mom were like physically actually at a 90% chance, or would you say that that was narrative plot that protected them the entire time, or
No, they
not really
were.
protected them?
They still
Yeah.
were 90. Wait, let me
They got jumped by
They
a
were having
spectacular
like
amount of
Guys, one
people.
at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
One at a time, guys.
Because it's power up. I think even if
Wait, one at a
didn't have
time.
plot and he awakened Hill 5
One at a time,
somehow,
guys.
he would have beat Kaido regardless of plot. But Kid and Law, they definitely have plot. There's no way around that.
Oh yeah, no, for surely. Because I mean, if Kid or Law would have fought them all by themselves, they would have got killed.
They would have got one
they,
shot.
they literally survived it, but Luffy knocked out and then died 3 times. So let's not try, because what made it messed up was the fact that it was a Kaido 1v1. If
I mean-
any straw had assisted Luffy in any way, yes, it would not.
I
have
mean,
been a lot.
let's just be honest though. I mean, Luffy wasn't even in gear. Listen, Luffy wasn't even in gear 4, and all he did was cover his arm and conquer his coding, and literally saved Zoro like 3 times. Saved damn near
But you're,
everybody with
but you're saying like that's some easy thing to do because like
and literally and literally stopped blunt force attacks from Kaido when he first fought him. And what the fuck was it? I think it was Cake Island, right? It was Cake Island, I think. And he got his ass
Even
whooped.
move Big Mom on whole Cake Island. Like
Yeah, he had to
blow up
run.
on Roofies and pre-Udon Prison Wano is like it's universal. The amount of glow up that boy went through.
Yeah.
It said it like
if he-
rapid rate.
Yeah, if Luffy didn't have that glow up and he won, then that would definitely be plot armor.
No, if he lost,
People still try to say that even to this day that the Gear 5 Luffy still wouldn't be able to defeat Akainu. What makes you honestly believe that?
Did you say
Because of all-
Because Akainu comes later, so he's probably strong. That's how it works.
I agree with that move.
I can see why people think that because the kind
You don't
of the
think
fleet
Akainu's
admiral.
strength stayed the same? You don't think like I believe Akainu's strength has stayed the same. Like I don't even think it changed.
Yeah, pretty much, to
honestly.
be honest. I think the whole
No,
thing is
I
that
don't think so.
Emu comes after Akainu in the same arc. So like Akainu isn't the big bad of his arc even. So he, he's not going to be that strong. You know what I mean? He might be a Yonko level.
I think he's
Right,
probably gotten
right.
stronger. I mean, that fight he had with Aokiji would be the most likely fight we have for a Hockey Bloom type of fight. They fought for so long at such an even playing field. Like, both of them are probably stronger.
I mean, if he hadn't unlocked Conquerors by that point, then that would be the time.
And Aokiji was 12 years younger than Akainu fighting at that point as well. So yes, that Hockey Bloom could have activated for both of them. But for Akainu, you saying that is on Shanks' feet, enlightened and the most cultured take in the community, bar none.
Yo, shout out to Ronnie Williams who donated $50, guys. Let's go, Nakama Vibes. Salute, bunch of goats.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
Really appreciate
Nah,
it.
keep the
yeah,
vibes going, bro. Chill.
Ronnie, you rule,
Ronnie
man.
Williams over here. Fucking
Devil
holding us
Fruits,
up
right?
here.
So what's the strongest devil fruits? Would it be Logia devil fruits or environmental devil fruits? What
I don't know, like the darkness fruit? I don't know.
I would have to agree with Mythical Zoan.
So pretty much like weather manipulation, ice, water. Basically like manipulation.
Logias.
No, it would be Mythical Zones because they get
I think
all 3.
Take out mythical zones, then it would be Logias.
You have to include them because they're part of
Okay, yeah. He said Logias or Palmesius. But anyway, yeah, mythical zones is definitely the strongest. I agree with that.
Look at it this way: on the rooftop, the only 2 people to stand actually to a Kaido attack were 2 Mythical Zones. We had Luffy messing him up, and then at the very end, Marco took that one random attack with his little immortal Thistle Shield, and he ate.
I mean, from what I've heard from somebody else, somebody told me that Emu controls all the water currents in the ocean.
Yeah, they're not wrong.
Unconfirmed, but
I
yeah,
don't know if that, I don't know
maybe.
if that's true or not. I don't know.
It's definitely true. I think
Go
Oda.
TJ. Let's go. WTJ, what the fuck?
WTJ. The Last Dark membership.
sorry.
Someone's Coob, yo!
We
Congrats
got
on the
Cube, let's
membership
go.
there.
Guys, I'm just letting you guys drop your spices. It was entertaining. It was
All right. So what's the
Right,
opinion
that'll
that
cook.
hockey? What's the opinion that hockey could be dark matter or dark energy?
Hockey. Garp.
Yo, could someone on the last
Garp
arc make me mod? I want to be mod.
I don't think it can, to be honest.
Sorry.
Coop, can you make me mod on the last arc? I feel like you know, I've done enough.
I would put Garp's attacks as planetary.
Wait, I can't hear you, Mook, actually.
I mean, well, maybe not planetary, but I would say
DME.
like environmental.
It's definitely continent. It's
I
continent.
mean,
Yeah.
Young Garp had to be continent for sure.
No, that dude would have been like planetary, and most people of that era, because like even I only knew this because Mook pointed this out in a short. Suru says directly, "Yo, Whitebeard in Marineford, being an elderly, dying, sickly man, possibly with stage 3 cancer, could have flipped the world at that point."
So my thing is this though, right? Because we haven't got any God Valley information as far as like the fights and what was going on. I mean, like we have like little monologues and stuff about what happened with the Rock Pirates. But my thing was like, did they dispatch like all the Marines to God Valley? Because I don't think any of them would have survived the God Valley at all.
I don't think they sent all of them to God Valley. I mean,
It could have just been an island full of heavy hitters, honestly.
No, big facts, because even House and Goku, there's still several people that are
man marked by flames because Blackbeard already took him out.
At the end of One Piece, or do you believe that we have to like if we're gonna bring in all these holy?
Oh, there's definitely gonna be a reprieve. There's definitely gonna be like a reprieve or a brief
God
time
Valley.
skip, in my opinion.
No, not a time. No, not a time skip. I'm saying like, are we? Sorry, bro. Someone keep calling me. Saying, do you believe in the full God Valley arc in the middle before we get to the main end event? Are we gonna get a God Valley arc of what really happened?
I think.
So everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're getting the flashback soon. Definitely.
Like we don't want to know. Like why would we want to know about Rock?
Mind your mic. Mind your mic.
No,
Why we would want to know about rocks is the importance of God Valley and what it could mean.
Rocks isn't gonna make sense on, and like none of those Rocks pirates will make sense coming back if there's no God Valley arc. This is my opinion. It kills the hype.
So hear me out.
It's more like a flashback.
Hear me out. So the Watherian wizards are waiting for Nami currently, right? In a cover story, that's canon. So, and they're waiting for her return. And this is in the New World. This was during Whole Cake Island. So the Vega Force can basically launch the Straw Hats to Watheria. Like, if Kuma knew the locations, then Vegapunk would know the locations of moving to that artificial Sky Island. What if they get a massive lore dump by escaping Egghead with a couple of their Straw Hat Grand Fleet members and that giant robot flying to Watheria, and then from Watheria floating to the moon, and that's how we get reintroductions of Enel and a God Valley flashback at the same time.
Don't know about that. It's probably going to need to be expanded more than that.
If anything, Enel's coming back down from the moon rather than us going there.
Because think about it. If he's the perfect power source for that entire planet, that entire satellite, that would be his paradise.
Quick question, right? No. Oh, wait, were you still continuing or?
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's the infinite power. He's the quote undying flame for the moon. He wouldn't want to go anywhere. So if the Watherian was
No. This is kind of off topic from what you just said, but I find myself getting into a lot of arguments when it comes to the conversation of Mihawk or Shanks. And my whole thing about just that topic alone, before I get on to what you were just talking about, was people say, right, and even in One Piece, they said that Mihawk is the greatest swordsman in the world, right? So even though he's the greatest swordsman, for example, we'll use physics. If I'm 260 pounds, right, but I know how to operate a sword, and you're 80 pounds, right? But if I grab you by your neck and I slam you, you can't use that sword no more, even though you're a better swordsman than me, right? Which means that if you slice me, if you cut me, I weigh more, I'm stronger than you. So therefore, I'm more durable. I can take more hits. And if I get you off guard or if I catch you in one split second, like you're dead. So if Shanks is stronger than Mihawk, through all other physicality of hockey and stuff like that. But Mihawk hasn't been shown to have better feats in hockey than Shanks is. Why does people say that Mihawk is stronger than Shanks and Mihawk can beat Shanks and Mihawk doesn't want to fight Shanks because of one arm, one fucking Shanks?
Can you send me that picture?
People say that is because there are no sword style techniques, and we see several of them through Zoro. And if Mihawk is the best of what Zoro is capable of, he would also have no sword style techniques, meaning his hands are equally as vicious as his blade is. So
And no
Shanks
sword style is a meme. It's
no,
not
no,
like
it,
actual
it happened in the Davy back fight, which is
Yeah,
canon.
Zoro's done it.
I gotta go.
And that was
Tasha,
also
can you
the
turn your
first
mic
time.
up?
Sorry, and that was also the first time that we saw a punk named move in the series prior to Eustace Kid even existing. So yes, everything that happened in the Davy back fights matter, including my original point, which I'm really high and forgot what it was.
Well, also,
as far as
Shanks
I'm
has to,
concerned,
or my bad. I just want to say really quick, like Mihawk has to have some type of training and physicality of his own to be able to be swinging that thing around, let alone turning it into a black blade. Like he can't just, you can't be a weakling swinging the sword around, you know?
Like this is why I sit on the fence.
yeah, but
True.
another thing that
And
too,
this is
also
why I
where the
sit
One Piece community goes
I'm
so wrong.
just gonna spit real
Go
quick,
ahead.
and then after that you're gonna go ahead because
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna
go
be
ahead.
silent because I just remembered right now. This is the reason why I sit on the fence, because it's entirely two different cultures, right? You can be the world's greatest pirate and the world's greatest swordsman as two different existences at the same time. You like two people can be at the pinnacle of the verse, and they don't have to be compared amongst each other. It can end as a coin flip draw every single time.
And to the point where you said, why do people think Mihawk doesn't want to fight Shanks because he has one arm? It's because Mihawk says it in their first reaction, in their first interaction with each other. He says that he doesn't want to fight a one-armed has-been.
Okay, but this is where the One Piece community goes wrong in this argument for Mihawk and why it makes no sense. We don't just do this with Mihawk. We do this with every other character. My thing is this: because you heard of the fight Shanks versus Mihawk, and you've seen all these insane feats that Shanks has, you automatically make an assumption that Mihawk has to have these Shanks to be. My fault. Mihawk has to have these feats to be able to keep up or be able to fight Shanks, which means that he must have observation. What is it? Mastery of observation hockey. He must have master conquers hockey. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense because you can't make assumptions for a character and feats you have never seen before. We've seen this thing.
But even off of the portrayal of Mihawk alone, even if you don't consider Shanks and feats within themselves, holding the title of the world's strongest swordsman, seeing the other swordsmen that we've seen and the caliber of those people holds value within itself and puts them within a certain range where it can make sense. Not like I said, even if Shanks is overall stronger than Mihawk, if Mihawk has a higher proficiency in swordsmanship, if the two get into a sword fight, it'll be closer than if they got into a fist fight, obviously. But Shanks fights with a sword, so it's a
I
reasonable
mean, this
way
is my
for them
thing,
to
right? In
fight.
certain aspects of One Piece, you can use obvious assumptions. For example, you can use the obvious assumption that, hey, well, Rox is most likely stronger than Shanks because he fought against Sengoku, Garp in their prime, right? We haven't seen Shanks do that. We haven't seen Shanks fight people on that level, right? We haven't seen that yet. So we can make that accurate assumption without seeing Rox or any of his abilities that he is most likely above Shanks and he can most likely destroy Shanks, right? But because he fought these heavy hitters, see, it doesn't work like that for Mihawk because we've never seen that. We haven't seen it. Like, we literally haven't seen it.
We've seen Mihawk's feats, just not many. He literally had both sides of Marineford watching him as he dropped his blade down for the first move of the war. Like he put the battlefield to a halt for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like a swordsman culture to like choose whether you cut something or not. So like him even measuring the distance could have quite literally be a sword slash using that as a rule.
I don't think you understand. The warlords were at Marineford to help aid and assist the Marines just in case the admirals fail or just in case the admirals needed help. That's what they were for. But Crocodile and other warlords had their own interests, so they it was like a third party contract they had with the with the Marines. You get what I mean?
Stopped for Crocodile. Everybody
I
stopped
know
for
nobody
Boa
stopped
because
for
Boa was sexy.
But the whole point of Mihawk doing that splash wasn't out of the fact that he was fighting his own battle, his own war. He was just
Crocodile
doing
wasn't a
it
warlord.
to make it seem like it was a difference. Just to make it seem like he's putting in work for the Marines, because I mean, like that's why they got him there. You know what I mean?
Hold on, I'm gonna make a point about Mihawk because
I mean, he was able.
information that's missing.
It wasn't like he was like blunt force trying to kill people. Like he didn't give a damn. Now when Shanks
Can you
pulled
guys
up,
hear me?
but this is the thing though. When Shanks pulled up,
You're
not
super quiet.
expecting that at all. He was like, "Damn, I might have to fight Shanks." But look, I ain't trying to break my contract, so I'm gonna leave. I finished my job, and he left. He didn't want no smoke. He didn't want no smoke.
Okay, so Mihawk was introduced as the clairvoyant, and his name is literally Mihawk, Hawkeyes, and Hiruluk's description of Haki is that they have bodies hard like stone, voices that tear the sky asunder, and the eyes of an eagle. So if you're suggesting that Mihawk doesn't have observation Haki, that's like amazing, then this entire way that Oda's written Mihawk is useless and pointless.
I mean, Mihawk.
Amazing observation.
He definitely has future sight because he was able to sense that Luffy was using it in the war. When he says, "Oh, he says you're unusually calm" to Luffy after Luffy uses future sight.
Right.
And this is why Shanks is able to kill observation Haki, because Shanks was always trying to catch up to Mihawk. Mihawk is older than Shanks. As of right now, they are equal. They are comparable. It would be a coin flip draw if you tried to actually.
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence to suggest
that this coin flip draw, according to what Beard
why?
directly, because
Why? Because you're making assumptions. Why? Because you're making assumptions for. Because you're making assumptions about feats that Mihawk did not have. Yeah, but you can't make assumptions for Mihawk, and we haven't seen any of his feats. Like you really.
My assumption is conclusive. It's a coin flip draw for every single fight that they've ever had and ever will have. That's unfalsifiable. Because if these dudes have went 50-50 for 22 years, what's to say that the next 22 years is not going to be? Then turn me up. I'm maxed out on my side.
Hey yo,
no
need for that.
I think
I'll just turn you up a bit
whoever's
there,
hosting has to
Tachi,
turn.
and turn the music down.
It might be you.
Nah, I'm turned up max on my side because my whole point is that there is no assumptions when saying Shanks and Mihawk are equal. That's not an assumption.
Yeah, Whitebeard just straight up said like your duels used to like send quakes around the world.
Yeah, true.
It's just a matter of how they've applied their Haki in different ways. One chose to use his Haki to kill observation. Now, what does that mean for future Haki interactions? We don't know. Oda has to explain that.
Okay, so assumption, right? Assumption is the 5 elders serve under Imu. Imu's stated to be the strongest person in One Piece.
That's not an assumption.
That wasn't stated either. He's just a ruler.
No. I'm just saying, like, if we're just going off of this the narrative plot, if the 5 elders control the world and they have all these heavy hitters, these powerhouses under them, but we never seen any of these 5 elders fight, but they serve under Imu, which is supposedly the strongest person in One Piece. We could say without seeing any of the 5 elders fight that they're stronger than every pirate and they can kill every pirate. That's pretty much like, I mean, that's an accurate assumption, right?
No, not at all. Your
narrative
premise is wrong because if you use your premise, then that means Bug is stronger than Mihawk because he's above.
Yeah, I disagree.
Yep.
If you start off with something false, then you can start interpreting false things too.
Yeah, I mean, and seniority does not equate to being the most powerful person. Like, all we know is that what Clover told us about Imu, which is an enemy that has persisted since the fall of the Ancient Kingdom. That doesn't really mean that Imu is like all powerful, unstoppable, like just flicking people to the side with like one finger.
Yeah.
We have no confirmation or anything to call Imu the strongest.
Yeah, we
Like,
don't
there are
even
people
know
like
that
I mean,
that
like,
Lucia
come on, though.
is like Uranus or Pluton, even though I think it's Uranus.
Brother Ragnar.
Brother
So if you
Ragnar,
have all
the
these
gate
old
guard.
characters, all these heavy hitters coming to the 5 elders to ask them about permission to do things. Why would if they were stronger than them, right? Just making an assumption. Why didn't Akainu or Shanks defy what they were saying and just blitz?
Because their tech is probably out of this world. They probably have something that allows them to protect themselves. Because I agree with you. That Gorbachev Gorosei guy should not have been piping up to Akainu post Dressrosa and post Wano, telling him, yo, get back to your office. Know your place, you dog. Like, that's an old man that could possibly be a long leg. I think that was a Parvision point out. But, like, regardless of that, like, Akainu would have melted that old man in front of his face if he told him to go back to his desk. So, they have something to protect themselves. We don't know what it is.
Status.
Even more
Also,
than that,
Akainu wants the world to succeed.
You said status. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Akainu has no.
Akainu doesn't care about status. He was gonna straight up murk every Marine just to get to Ace and just to get to Luffy. I mean,
If he didn't care about status, then he'd just kill everybody and just take.
I mean, he doesn't care about status, bro. He didn't care.
No, I mean, if he
even
didn't care about status, he was in front of all five of them.
He stopped when Sengoku told him to stop. He does
No,
care about status.
He doesn't care,
Yeah,
bro.
surely he does.
When
Okay,
Sengoku says stop, Akainu stopped.
Okay, well, if he
called the
cares
war
about
off.
status, well, listen. If Akainu cares about status, and he knows that Garp is the hero of the Marine, and he knows that Garp trained Kobe, why would he go out of his way to try to kill Kobe, knowing that Garp is going to kill him?
He's a higher rank than Garp. He might respect
Garp-
the structure,
Garp is-
but
Garp
he's a
don't care
higher.
about the weight, bro.
Right,
He's
right.
all-
But if Akainu only cares about the structure, he's a higher